Today we're making the Autumn Moon crocheted fingerless gloves. For this project, you're going to need a 4mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle, and something to cut your yarn with. You're also going to need 3 different colors of yarn. I am using medium weight yarn for all 3. This one is Value Tweed. It's in the color Cream. I have this color here, Soft and Shiny by Loops and Threads. It's a number 4 weight yarn, and it's in the color Pumpkin. And my third color is a number 4 weight yarn. It's by Lion Brand, and it is in the color Pheasant. For this project, I'm starting at the cuff, so we are going to use the cream color. Put a knot on my hook, just like that. We're going to chain 15. I have 15 on my hook. I'm going to turn it over, and in all the loops at the back, I'm going to do a half double crochet, and we're starting in the second loop from the hook. So not this one, but this one. So I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to go in this loop right here. And we're going to do half double crochets, so pull up a loop and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. We're going to do that all the way. All right, I have 14 half double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2. And we're going to turn our work. We're going to go in the back loops only. So the front loops are these loops here. The back loops, if you just turn it slightly, you can see all those loops back there. So we're just going to be going through the back loops. So we yarn over, and we're going to start right here. Go through the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through all 3. And that's our first one. And we'll just keep going all the way down until we've reached the end. Okay, we're 1 stitch away from the end. So on the very last one, I'm just going to do a regular half double crochet, not through the back loops. I'm just going to push it through both loops, and that's the end. So now we're just going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do another row all the way until the second last stitch, and then we are going to do back loops only, all those, and on the very last stitch we are going to do a full half double crochet through both loops. I'm 1 stitch away from the end again, so I'm just going to yarn over, and I'm going to go through both loops, and I'm going to finish my half double crochet. Now we are going to chain 2, we're going to turn our work, and we are going to do the exact same thing. So all of the cuff is the exact same row back and forth. We just go through the back loops only until the end, and then we do a full half double crochet, chain 2, turn our work, and do the same thing. So you're going to continue doing this all the way until you have enough rows. I am all the way down to 18 rows. So now I'm going to join this together to make the cuff. So to do that, I'm just going to put this side into this side, and we are going to do a slip stitch all the way down. I'm just going to yarn over and bring my first stitch through. And now I'm going to just go from one side to the other side. I'm gonna bring my yarn through, and then I'm going to go into the last stitch. So I'm gonna do that again, through, yarn over, gonna go through and go through the last stitch. And we're gonna do that all the way down, keeping in mind to keep all of the stitches even so that you have a seamless join at the end. I've stitched mine all the way down. This is my slip stitch, and I'm down here at the bottom. So now we are ready to start with our main pattern. I'm just going to leave my yarn how it is, and we are going to work around the cuff this way in rounds. So to do that, our first color, this is going to be color 1. Our first color block is going to be with the cream color. We're going to do half double crochets for all of the stitches of the main pattern. We are going to chain 2, yarn over, and then I am going to do a half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we are going to do 3 stitches per column. So in here 3 stitches, in here 3 stitches, in here 3 stitches. So each column I kind of count as this stitch. You can see it looks like a bunch of V's, and then it goes flat here, and then a bunch of V's and flat here. So we're just going to push our crochet hook evenly throughout each column. So we have 1, I'm going to do another one here, that's going to be 2, and then I'm going to do another one right here, right before the pattern of V's. And for the last one, for this color, we're actually going to switch our colors before we pull it through. The next color is going to be pheasant. To add our new color, I'm going to put it there, and it is going to be pulled through the half double crochet. And now we're going to continue on for 3 with the pheasant. And we're just going to evenly space it on that column. So there's 1, and we're making sure to crochet over these pieces of yarn as we go. This one to cover this one up, and this one to carry it along with us. So we're gonna keep these kind of in the middle, and we're just gonna crochet over top of them, and that way they're hidden behind. So we're actually going to switch back now to the cream color before we pull it through our final one. So we'll yarn over with the cream, go through, and we are ready to do the next block of color with the cream. So we're going to do 3. And before I pull this one all the way through, I'm going to switch back to pheasant for the last one. And I'm going to do 3 with pheasant. With the cream. Now the reason I pull through with the cream, or with the opposite color for the last one, is because that way you can see that the lines kind of break more evenly. If I was to pull through with the same color on the final one, the part of the half double crochet that hangs over into the next one. So if this cream was pheasant, it would hang over and it wouldn't leave a smooth break for the color blocks. So now we're just going to continue with 3 half double crochets. So that's all we're doing for the first row. So we're just going to continue on switching between pheasant and cream in every column until we reach the last 2 columns before we join. So I'll meet you right here. All right, I'm back around. So I am 2 columns, these 2 right here, away from where I join. So what I'm going to do now is we have to make it a little bit wider for our thumb hole. So what we're going to do, instead of doing a group of 3 and a group of 3, we're going to have to put 3 groups of 3, these columns here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squish them a little bit together, and we're going to do maybe a group of 3 to here, a group of 3 to here, and a group of 3 to here. Okay, this is our last stitch. So we are just going to pull it through, and now I'm going to join. This is my very first stitch. This is my first chain and my first double crochet. I'm going to do a slip stitch, joining it half double crochet. I'm going to go through here, yarn over, and we're going to do a slip stitch, and that joins the round. So we're going to do another exactly the same as this one, except for we're going to turn and go back the other way. So to do that, I'm going to chain 2, and then we're just going to turn, and we're going to go back this way. So we're going to follow the exact same color pattern as we did last time, doing the exact same half double crochet stitches. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to keep the cream in the middle. We're going to follow these stitches colors exactly. So all of these are pheasant. This is our last stitch in this column. So I'm going to pull through the cream. And now I'm going to continue on with 3 cream and then 3 pheasant. And we're going to go all the way around until we're back here to where we started. I'm back around to where I started. So I'm going to do another slip stitch to join my round. I'm just going to go into the top of the first stitch and do a slip stitch. And now it is time to change our colors. Pheasant and pumpkin next. So to start that, I am just going to chain 2 and turn. The first group of 3 is going to be with pheasant. And now we're going to add our next color. To add our next color, I'm going to put it onto my hook, and I'm going to pull it through, and now I'm ready to go. And we're going to carry these 2 strings with us to hide this one and to carry the pheasant along with us. And we are going to go in the next color block. So we're pretty much doing the exact same thing we did in the last rows, except for we're using our new color scheme. So we're just going to go around in every single one, matching up the color blocks. So this color block is directly on top of this one. This color block is directly on top of this one, all the way around until we are back here. I'll meet you there. I've arrived back at the beginning, and I have done a slip stitch to join. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 and turn, and we're going to start heading back the other way. We're going to do the exact same stitch, half double crochets all the way back, matching exactly the same color pattern. So we'll be doing 3 half double crochets here, and then 3 pheasants, 3 pumpkins, all the way around until we have come back here, and I'll meet you there. I'm back where I started. We're just going to join a slip stitch here to the top. There we go. And we are now ready to change our colors again. So what we're going to do is go back to the original color pattern of cream and pheasant. And we're going to follow it exactly. So this was pheasant. So up here, we're going to do a row of pheasant. This was cream. Up here, we're going to do a row of cream. And we're going to do that all the way around. So we need the pheasant and the cream to come up with us. We can see that our last color block here was cream. So we're going to be doing a row of cream up here, and then we're going to be switching to pheasant here, and we're going to go back and forth between those 2 all the way around. joined with a slip stitch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to turn, and we're going to do the exact same color patterns again. We're switching between cream and pheasant, matching up exactly with the color blocks of the last row. I'm back here at the beginning. I've joined with a slip stitch. What I'm going to do now is switch my color scheme again. I'm going to do chain 2, I'm going to turn, and our color scheme is exactly like we had been doing here. So we just finished the row of cream and pheasant. We're now going to go back to the row of pumpkin and pheasant, and we're going to match them exactly with how they were before. So down here we had pumpkin, that means up here we're going to have pumpkin. Down here we had pheasant, up here we're going to have pheasant. And we're going to do half double crochets all the way around, and we're going to do that for 2 rows. So 2 rounds of pumpkin and pheasant. And when we're done the 2 rows, I'll meet you back at the beginning. I'm back here at the beginning now with my last row. I'm going to attach it here with a slip stitch. And now I'm ready to eliminate the thumb hole. To make our thumb hole, what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet in these 3 stitches in the top of them. So I'm going to match up the color. So we're going to use pumpkin. I'm just going to do a chain 1, and we're going to do 3 single crochets. We've just stitched these 3 stitches, and now I'm going to make the thumb hole to here. So I'm going to go backwards this way, and we're going to attach into this one right here. So I'm all the way over here. I'm using 2 color blocks, and I'm going to attach it just here, just past this 2nd color block. So we're going to go through there, and we're just going to make a slip stitch to over here. So we'll just use the same color, the pumpkin that we had been using, and we're going to do a slip stitch. And now we have our thumb hole. So that's the thumb hole right there. We're going to continue on making rounds, switching back and forth between the 2 color patterns. So we've just finished our color pattern of pheasant and pumpkin. We're going to switch back to our color pattern of cream and pheasant. So we've just done the single crochets here, attached it to this side. So we're going to be just jumping back to this side here, and we're going to continue on making our round. We're going to chain 2 with the cream. We're going to continue this pattern all the way around our new round, just to here where we connected the 2 sides together to make our thumb hole. And I will meet you back there. I am back here at the beginning where I'm going to do a slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet that I made. Now I'm ready to chain 2, and we're going to head back in the opposite direction until we're back here where we started. I'm back here at the beginning. I'm going to do a slip stitch to the top of my first half double crochet. And we're now ready to switch colors. For my glove, I'm probably going to do 1 more color block pattern, so that is going to end up being 2 more rounds. So I'm going to do the pheasant and the pumpkin. That's going to end mine. Meet me back here and we'll finish up the glove. I've now joined this with a slip stitch, and that's going to be the final round. Pick whatever color you'd like. I'm going to go with the pumpkin, and I'm going to do a single crochet round all the way around the top, and just chain 1. Just come back to the beginning and slip stitched to the first single crochet. You can cut all of the strings, leave a long enough tail, I am going to just pull this one through my last single crochet, and now we can weave in all of our ends. Both of my gloves are finished and everything is woven in. What I was going to do is sew on some buttons just for some embellishment on the side. I'm going to do 3 per glove. So I'm just going to put mine here just so that they're going to be right there when you're wearing the glove. So you can either sew it on with yarn or with thread. So I'm just going to thread my needle. I'm just going to bring it to the middle, hold them both at an equal length. I'm going to wrap it around my finger. So just wrap it a few times, and then you're just going to use this finger to twist it, keep twisting, and then pull it tight, and you have a nice big knot there at the end. Now that everything is sewn in, we are going to turn the glove inside out. That way any of the edge stitches that you can kind of see here where we joined everything, you won't be able to see those, and it's going to look really nice and neat. To sew on our buttons, I'm going to go on this column here. So I'm going to put my needle up through the bottom. Okay, so I've come up right here, and I'm going to go back down just somewhere close to there. So maybe in here, going through the center of one of my pieces of yarn. And I'm going to flip it inside out now so you can see what's going on. Here we are. I'm going to pull my needle all the way through. Here is my big knot. I'm going to put my needle in through the middle of the knot. That way it kind of has something to hold on to and to keep it from letting go. And we're going to pull it tight, and it is now through the middle of the knot, and it is holding on there, so it's not just going to pop right through. So it's nice and tight, it's not going anywhere. So from here, I'll just stick it through somewhere close to the knot, and we can turn it back the right way, and now we can put our button on. Okay. Sew it on back and forth like you would for a normal button. I've sewn on the button. I'm now just knotting it at the back. So I'm just kind of going through the same area of strings over and over again. There's a loop there. I'm going to put my needle up through the middle of the loop and pull it into a knot. I'm just doing that over and over again a few times, just to make sure everything's nice and secure. I can snip the string. All right, I have both gloves done. That's what they look like with the buttons. That's the other one. And those are the Autumn Moon fingerless gloves. I hope you had fun with this project.